My mom sided with my sister when she stole my life savings to fund her destination wedding, so I sued them. And now they're begging for my forgiveness. I'm 29, male, and honestly, I never thought I'd be telling this story. I grew up in a pretty normal family, or at least I thought it was normal. We weren't rich, but we got by. My mom and dad are retired now, living off pensions. My younger sister, S, who's 26, was always a little spoiled, but I figured that was just typical sibling stuff. We weren't super close, but we didn't hate each other or anything. But all of that changed when she decided to have a destination wedding. S got engaged to her boyfriend of 2 years. This guy is a real piece of work, talks big about his business ventures but never seems to actually have a job. I didn't like him much, but whatever, he wasn't my problem. Or at least I didn't think he was. Fast forward a few months, and S announced she's having this fancy destination wedding. Some tropical island, sunset on the beach, cocktails in hand, the whole deal. She sent this long email to the family about how much it meant to her, how this was her dream wedding, and all that. Fine, right? Except she basically expected everyone else to chip in. Now, our family's not rolling in cash. My parents don't have that kind of money, and I sure as hell wasn't planning on throwing away my savings for her wedding. I figured she and her fiancé would realize how insane it was and maybe scale things back. But no. Instead, about a month later, I check my bank account to see that almost all of my savings are gone. Like, $40,000, just gone. At first, I thought it was some kind of mistake. There's no way that money could be gone just like that. So, I called the bank in a panic. After waiting on hold for what felt like forever, I finally got someone to tell me what happened. They said the money was transferred to a joint account I shared with my mom, a joint account I'd completely forgotten about because I hadn't used it in years. I was stunned. I didn't even know what to think at that point. But there was only one explanation: my mom took the money. I called her immediately, my heart pounding. When she picked up, she sounded so casual, like nothing had happened. I didn't even bother with small talk. "Mom, did you take money out of my savings?" I asked, trying to keep calm. There was a pause, and then she said, "Oh yes, honey, I did." Just like that, like it wasn't a big deal. "Why? What the hell, Mom? Where's the money?" I demanded. She hesitated, then said, "Well, your sister needed help for the wedding, and I thought, since you're doing well, you wouldn't mind contributing." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Contributing? You took $40,000 of my savings without even asking me, and you're calling it contributing? That money was for my house, Mom. She actually had the nerve to sigh, like I was the one being unreasonable. "I knew you'd be upset, but S really needs this. It's her special day, and you've been doing so well, you'll be able to save up again. You're young, you have time." I just sat there, staring at the phone, completely stunned. I felt like I was in a bad dream. "Mom, that's my money. You can't just take it because S wants a big fancy wedding. This is insane." She kept going, still calm like she had rehearsed it. "I'm sorry, honey, but family helps family. S is your sister. It's important to her, and I thought you'd understand." I hung up. I didn't trust myself to keep talking without losing it. I was shaking with anger. 40 grand. I'd worked my ass off for years, saving every penny to put a down payment on a house, and it was just gone, for a destination wedding. I wasn't going to let this slide. I called S next. I didn't even try to be polite. "Did you know about this?" I demanded as soon as she answered. She didn't even act surprised. "Yeah, I knew. What's the big deal? You're doing fine. It's just some money. Mom said she talked to you." My blood was boiling. "It's not just some money, S, it's $40,000, that's my life savings. You can't just take it because you want a fancy wedding. What the hell is wrong with you?" Her tone shifted, getting defensive. "Don't be so dramatic. It's not like we're asking you to pay for the whole thing. We just needed a little help. You're doing fine, so why are you making such a big deal out of this?" I couldn't even respond. I just hung up again. They clearly thought they could walk all over me and I'd just roll with it. But I wasn't going to let them get away with this. I took a few days to cool off, but the more I thought about it, the angrier I got. They didn't ask, they didn't even care how I felt. They just took what they wanted and expected me to go along with it because family. Screw that. So I did the only thing I could think of: I filed a lawsuit against them, against my own mom and sister. I knew it would blow up the family, but at that point, I didn't care. They had crossed a line, and I wasn't going to just let them get away with it. When my mom got served with the papers, she called me in tears, saying she couldn't believe I would do this to the family. She said I was being selfish and ruining S's wedding. She even had the nerve to say, "It's not like you can't make the money back. It's just money." I stood my ground. "It's my money, and you stole it. You had no right to take it. Either you give it back, or we'll let the court handle it." S called me the next day, furious. "Are you really going to drag us through the courts over some money? You're ruining my wedding." I replied, "I'm not ruining anything. You and Mom did that when you decided to steal from me." She actually had the gall to say, "If you don't drop this lawsuit, I'll never forgive you. You'll lose me as a sister. Is that what you want?" Honestly, yes. After what you did, I don't give a damn. You made your choice when you took my money. I'm not backing down. From there, the guilt trips and manipulative tactics came in full force. My mom tried everything to make me drop the case. She showed up at my apartment one day, all soft-spoken and emotional. Please, honey, she said, putting on her best sad face. We're family. This is tearing us apart. Do you really want to go to court over this? People will find out. It'll be embarrassing for everyone.